Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Honorable Deputy President, members of this House. Mr. Speaker, for the past 22 days, our country has been inundated with the landing of a Jet Airways Airbus A330-200 at the Air Force Base, Waterkloof, ferrying international guests to a wedding celebration in Sun City. Mr. Speaker, on behalf of the JCPS cluster, I wish to address this House and highlight the various actions we have taken as a government to investigate this matter and to bring certainty and action of this nature does not take place again. There have been a number of misrepresentation of facts, and we are accustomed to the approach of opposition parties who choose to appoint themselves as prosecutor, judge, and jury all put together. We have become used to opposition parties reaching a verdict while lacking any of the facts, and opposition parties responding hysterically when facts of the matter do not fit their own fabricated conclusions. In the spirit of transparency,
Order, members, order.
and our desire, in the spirit of transparency and our desire to bring this matter to a satisfactory closure, I wish to inform this House that I've acceded to the request by the Public Protector by furnishing her with a copy of this report. There is only one report, this report, coming from the investigating team, and it has been released to the public today. Criticizing the report without having had the benefit of reading it would be informed by a much more sinister motive than this official report. It will be informed, in my view, by the accusations of a cover-up even before the report was presented to the JCP cluster of ministers. Other than speculation,
Order, members, order. Proceed,
other
Minister.
than speculation, it is inconceivable that persons other than the ones who had commissioned the report would have access to it before it is presented to the cluster of ministers. The ministers in the JCPS cluster applied their minds to this report and resolved to accept its contents. We are aware that there are some within this House who may want a new route to the one we have taken. We will not dictate to this House what decision to take on this new route. We can only reiterate that having applied our minds to this report, we are convinced that it has satisfied the mandate that was given to the investigating team. There was full cooperation of all departments and role players concerned. Included in the methodology was the collection of sworn statements, affidavits, and in-loco visits. We are convinced that there exists no other methodology other than the one deployed to arrive at conclusions of this nature. The investigating team had already started with their investigations as far as the 1st of May 2013. And based on preliminary investigations which were undertaken by government, swift action was immediately taken against implicated individuals. On the 2nd of May 2013, the ministers gave the Committee of DG 7 working days to conduct this investigation. The investigation team of 4 highest-ranking officials comprised of 1 black woman Director General, 1 African female acting Director General, and 1 male acting coordinator of intelligence services. These honorable members excluded the Directors General of the departments whose officials were directly involved in this collusion. We are confident that the investigating team carried its task in a professional and diligent manner. They met all the deadlines set by the cluster of ministers. What are the facts? Not fiction. In February 2013, the Gupta family approached the airports company South Africa AXA and requested landing rights and an elaborate reception for the wedding party at the OR Tambo International Airport. This would have disrupted the functioning of OR Tambo International Airport at the time of landing, particularly
Order,
the
order,
operations
members, order.
of the National Immigration Branch at the airport. As a result, the airport's company, South Africa, and the Minister of Transport turned down this request. In March 2013, the Minister of Defense and Military Veterans and her political advisor were approached by the Gupta family on different occasions. On the 3rd of April 2013, this request was turned down by the Minister of Defense and Military Veterans. The Gupta family then resorted to the use of diplomatic channel with the support of an individual in the Indian High Commission who redesignated this wedding entourage as an official delegation in order to enable them to use the Air Force Base Waterkloof under cover of diplomatic privilege. It is an undisputed fact, ladies and gentlemen, that there was no official note verbal from the Indian High Commission to the Department of International Relations and Cooperation, and therefore due process was not followed. An individual in the Indian High Commission communicated directly with individuals at the Air Force Command Post. This collusion of officials resulted in the irregular approval of the flight clearance. The aircraft in question was therefore cleared for landing and the correct clearance procedures were followed, but based on false pretenses as a result of this manipulation of the process by the Gupta family individuals in the Indian High Commission, the Chief State Law, the Chief State Protocol, Ambassador V.P. Kolwane, Officer Commanding Control at the base, Lieutenant Colonel C. Anderson, who shared a common purpose and acted in concert. This had the potential of damaging the good diplomatic and deep historical relations South Africa enjoys with India on the bilateral, multilateral, international, and BRICS level. Ambassador Kolwane admitted under investigations that the request as for the Gupta wedding family, an admission that the status of the visit was clearly not official, diplomatic, or military, and that the incoming party was not a delegation in the official understanding of the term. The Director General in the Presidency made it very clear that no one in the Presidency ever gave any instruction in the conduct of Ambassador Kolwane. This included the private office of the President. The reference to an invitation of the Indian delegation to the Free State Provincial Government was opaque, as no member of this party traveled to Free State for such a meeting. However, an Indian State Minister, an equivalent of an MEC, was received by the Free State MEC for Agriculture 3 days prior to the arrival of the Gupta wedding party. This Indian State Minister therefore arrived in and departed from South Africa completely separate from the Gupta wedding party, despite attending the wedding at Sun City. As a government, we reiterate that those who are found by the continuing investigation to have colluded will be dealt with in a decisive manner with the requirement of the labor processes attached to. 6 cases have been opened at the Sun City Police Station, and the report reflects the pieces of legislation that were infringed and the relevant case numbers. In spite of one media report this morning, no decision has been taken to withdraw the case relating to this incident. The National Prosecuting Authority, as we speak, are dealing with these matters. Members of the executive were not required to issue any instructions, did not issue any instruction, and did not create the impression that they ought to have issued any instruction. There is factual and incontrovertible evidence, both real and direct, that would stand even in a court of law. This evidence clearly shows that the 2 officials are not fall guys or scapegoats as we are made to believe, but that the masters of this manipulation process. We therefore say that the only logical conclusion is that they were on a frolic of their own. We dispel any notion that the plane just landed as it was authorized and cleared, albeit through the manipulation of this process. An insinuation of a cover-up, as alluded to by opposition party leaders, some commentators, are clearly misplaced. Their stance is informed by their viewing of a legal issue from a political, uninformed, and emotional perspective. In conclusion, Mr. Speaker, we are aware that with the next elections being just around the corner,
members, order.
every effort will be made to use the report, in spite of its comprehensiveness, as a tool to garner support for certain political parties and individuals within them. It will be wrong for us to decide on election strategies and tactics of other political parties and individuals, but to caution against unnecessary over-exaggeration of facts without corroborative and incontrovertible evidence being brought forward. If there are individuals in both this House and the general public who have information that will strengthen further investigation into this matter, they are at liberty to submit this to the police and investigating officers. We have demonstrated our transparency and responsiveness in addressing this incident. We'll continue to work even harder and better to secure our country and ensure that our people are and feel safe. And in doing so, will not fall prey to the small-mindedness and cupping that the opposition makes itself guilty of every time a matter of national importance arises. Thank you.